Would you say you married up, down, or equal?
I married equal.
I married equal.
I will marry equal.
I married up.
Definitely up.
You know, the real question here is, did you marry up, down, or you're equal? I got very lucky and I married way up. I mean, I am so blessed and so thankful that I got to marry up. But, you know, Jesus, I don't think, is looking to marry down. That just makes no sense, right? I mean, he didn't shed his blood to marry down, to marry an inferior bride. That makes zero sense. And, you know, we're so focused on the rapture, and we should be. It's an important part of our faith, and we're told to wait and to watch for his return, and that makes sense, but we lose sight of the reason why he's going to return in the first place. He's not coming back to rescue us from disaster and destruction so he can look great, right? I mean, that just makes no sense. And when you marry down, it implies some sort of inferiority complex or some self-esteem issue or that you're needy or you're lonely or you're desperate. You know, when you marry down, it ends up in divorce, and no one's ever happy when you marry down. So why would he return for an inferior bride? It just makes no sense. That's not what the rapture is. It's about his love and returning for his precious, lovely, spotless bride. And we need to focus on the wedding as well as the rapture, and we need to make sure that we're ready as that bride. And the only way that we can be truly ready as a bride is to change how we think. You know, Romans 12:2 says to change our thinking so we don't think like the world does. But yet Jesus says in John 14:12 that we'll do greater things than he will do. And it makes no sense to me. You know, why aren't we doing the very things that he did? You know, why aren't we imitating his love? Why aren't we walking like he walked? Why aren't we driving out demons and healing the sick? Why aren't we operating in the very love he's given us? Why aren't we operating in his power and his authority? Because he's given that to us. It's a matter of the mind. We must adapt how we think and adapt how we see our gospel and adapt how we see our God and adapt how we see ourselves and adapt how we see our surroundings and our problems and adapt how we see the world. And that requires an adjustment in our thinking, and that's the bride he's returning for, a bride who thinks like that he does, and a bride who operates like he does, and a bride who has a mind of Christ. That's the bride he is coming back for. And we are being fitted for a dress, and we need to walk in his love and operate in his love. And I encourage you to walk in a different way of thinking, and I encourage you to walk in a style of thinking that glorifies the Son and brings power and boldness and authority in your life where you can walk like he did, because that is the bride he's coming back for.